Thank you. Let's give a round of applause to Jeff as a wonderful moderator and thought leader. Thank you. Thank you for challenging us and pushing this dialogue as it needs to be pushed. And I just want to thank all of the panelists and Maya and GPS for helping to put on this very invigorating discussion today. So please give them a round of applause. And I also want to thank the Ford Foundation. We couldn't do this work without them. And Kalolo, raise your hand. Thank you very much. So I just want to close with just making 3 remarks and just to send us off. And one of the things that I want us to think about is that we can't continue to consider race as an outlier. I was just asked recently, do we need to focus on race? And the question and the answer to that is definitely yes. We cannot continue to push policies that focus solely on class, hoping it will fix the race issue. And so one of the things that we have to keep doing is injecting race into our conversation. If we don't, we will be left behind. Secondly, we need a cogent narrative. People talk today about messaging. And I would say that we need to go beyond messaging to understand how we translate what we know, as Algernon talked about, research and facts, into meanings that people can understand and relate to, and how they make sense of the world. When I think about closing the gap, the racial wealth gap for the next generation, this is not just a conversation for people of color. This is an American narrative. I don't think there's any group in this country that is not fighting for their kids right now, that is not trying to find a place to live so their kids can go to certain schools, that are not saving for their kids' college education in the best way they can, who are not concerned about their own retirement and about their parents. This is a narrative that can unite all communities, and it's not just an issue that we as people of color should be focusing on without other allies. And thirdly, I would just say that we can't continue to think in terms of policy solutions that we can make significant headway with the same old models and approaches that we've been using, given this dramatic demographic shift. We have to think about these issues long term and what this will mean for future generations. So I want to close with that and also say that if you want to continue this conversation with us, especially as we think through the barriers, the policies needed, the resources and the partners we need to make significant headway in addressing racial wealth disparities, we are hosting a summit in Miami just less than a month from now. We have some flyers out on the table, and our registration is closing. So please, if you're interested in joining with us to continue this conversation, but also to be solution-driven, please join us. Thank you very much, and continue to follow some of the experts you heard today as they continue to propose solutions to address racial wealth disparities. Thank you.